some new premium tanks, some free premium tanks. Who doesn't like a free premium tank, right? Some cheaters who got banned, then full list of British wheeled vehicles finally over here, and some other topics in today's news video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I haven't done those for a while, so I have quite a few topics to cover. For example, first of all, let's talk about this cheaters getting banned in World of Tanks. For example, on the EU server, they say today we have taken another step in this direction and placed a ban wave across all servers. In this wave, we have penalized 11,627 accounts in the EU region. 8,437 of these accounts have received their first warning and a 7-day ban, and 3,191 have been banned permanently. It would be awesome to see what those players actually did as well, you know, how much is rigging a part of this, you know, using basically bot accounts to complete missions. Like, we all know what the rigging does or means right now, right? And 3,191 have been banned permanently, and also the first warning 7-day ban. Like, I honestly want to know what did those players do to get their first warning only, right? Like, this seems to be a pretty easy take, you know, how severe those things were. On the EU server, NA server, 212 accounts in the NA server, 138 received their first warning, and 74 have been permanently banned. And Asia server, props to you, because over here they are actually revealing more details about that, and this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, why is EU not able to reveal the player names, for example, or the players' names, for example? And maybe some of you knows, let me know in the comment section. Like, there are many games where, you know, the ban waves happen. They reveal full details, like full player names, full list of usernames who actually got banned as well, because, you know, we can type any number over here, but we do not know if this is true or not without seeing the names. But for example, on the Asia server, 378 accounts permanently banned for botting, for example, and over here we can see full list of players. Well, not exactly, because parts of the usernames, as you can see, have been hidden over here, and those usernames alone seem to be like generated with the bot. So how true is that as well? You know, guys, we can only guess, and we can only hope that all of this over here is correct, good information, right? But maybe some of you knows like exactly why World of Tanks is not able to release the full details about that. Maybe some legal reasons, because, you know, I do not or I have not read the terms of service or any agreements, licenses that World of Tanks has to offer. I have not read all of that, so I don't know. Like, maybe we have someone who knows that, but it would be awesome to see the full list of players as well, just to give us confirmation that this thing is actually happening. Because, of course, in every single game, banning illegal mods, banning just, you know, cheaters, so-called, is a good thing for the overall player base, to get rid of those ones who are not playing fair, right? What is your take on it, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you believe it? What they say over there? What is your take on it? Comment section is the place for that. Now, moving on, let's talk about couple upcoming premium tanks in this game. First of all, Kpz Project 68P, which seems to be the German version of the 122 TM, high alpha in tier 8, but very low DPM. Because firepower 400 alpha with 230 penetration with AP round, or 300 with heat. 300 heat in tier 8 is pretty nice. 230 AP standard, well, it can go through most of the tier 8 tanks as well. But 15-second reload. So base DPM is only 1,600. And, you know, you're not able to bump it up too much higher. Yes, of course, you are able to bump it up, but not too much higher. DPM is definitely not going to be the bread and butter of this tank. Instead, the one-shot alpha damage, right? Aiming time, 1.8 second, which was actually already tuned a bit as well. So this is base aiming time, but with 100% crew that would be 1.73 seconds, but it was already nerfed up to 1.92 seconds together with dispersion from movement and on hull traverse, which both were nerfed from 0.20 up to 0.25, so very poor dispersion values as well. Stabilizer is definitely quite a must-have on this vehicle, I would say so. So one equipment slot is already taken basically. With 0.33 accuracy dispersion at 100 meters, which you can, boost quite nicely. Like maybe improved aiming, stabilizer, and rammer is one option for this vehicle, because mobility is quite nice. You do not have to use turbo on it, for example. Just to bump up the DPM a bit as well. Now, next up, let's talk about another gimmick this tank has, or special feature this tank has, besides the weird look, right? Gun elevation angles. -5 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation. That wouldn't be anything special, right? But it also has the hydropneumatic suspension, and you can pitch your hull 4 degrees forward and 4 degrees backward. So, if I understand this correctly, you're able to make your gun depression down to -9 degrees, which is actually quite decent, right? But it has not the all the time available gun depression -9 degrees, just a little bit delay with the hydropneumatic suspension, like on STB1, for example, which you do not have to activate, or you do not need to activate to get that. And it also can carry 40 shells, but I doubt you're ever going to run out of ammunition with that reload time and DPM. So, firepower, accuracy decent, gun handling quite meh actually, with high alpha damage and low DPM. Mobility is pretty nice, 55 top speed, 20 moving backwards, good base stats over here, 900 horsepower engine, giving it almost 20 horsepower per ton power to weight ratio. 38 hull traverse speed, 35 degrees per second turret traverse speed. Overall, I would say is pretty decent. Now, survivability, 1350 hit points is what they announced at first, but that also was nerfed already down to 1300 in its second iteration, so have to keep that in mind. Hull armor 90, 30, 20. So side, it seems to have some side skirt action, some space armor action over there, but this tank is not going to side scrape very well, because most guns are able to overmatch you. About 90mm frontal hull armor. Now it depends how good slope the lower plate has, because the upper plate seems to be out of bounds. 90mm of armor with that slope, nothing can go through it, especially in tier 8 games, I would say so. But the lower plate, this is what makes or breaks this tank, like how angled that actually is and how much nominal effective armor value the lower plate is going to get. Now you're able to wiggle your tank a bit with the hydropneumatic suspension, hoping to get some bounces off and whatnot, but for that we have to wait and see. Turret armor 85, 60, 35. It seems to have gun mantlet action going on over here, so maybe you're able to get some bounces over there, but base armor values not anything impressive on the turret. And 390 meter view range, commander, gunner, driver, and loader. Beautiful 4 crew member setup over here, so easy to use tank. You do not need a radio operator from somewhere or extra loader from somewhere, just flat out 4 crew members, which is the way to go. So this is Kampfpanzer Project 68P, which already has received some changes as well that I haven't covered on my channel before. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. And next up, let's talk about a vehicle which came out of nowhere, to me at least, the Tier 8 LTS-85. This is a Tier 8 Soviet premium, most likely a premium, I would say, light tank. Another one, by the way. We have LT-432 already, which is one of the best tier 8 light tanks, right? Has a premium tank as well. But this one comes with 300 alpha, 400 with high explosive, 181 penetration or 250 with premium heat. So standard penetration pretty bad, like on almost all the light tanks. Premium heat 250, it can go through some things. Also 10.9 second reload time with 2.3 second aiming time, and accuracy 0.42, so quite a terpy gun. Definitely not a sniper of a light tank, guys. -7 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation, and it can carry 40 shells in total. Now mobility, it is a light tank, so we need to know about the mobility. 65 top speed, 23 moving backwards, close to 30 power to weight ratio with 700 horsepower engine, 50 hull traverse speed, 48 turret traverse speed. So it is indeed quite nimble light tank over here, like a big puffy T50-2, maybe. Like a bit taller profile, but kind of a thin tank. At least this is what I can understand from the pictures, right? 1150 hit points, hull armor 40, 30, 20. Upper plate is going to bounce some things, but it seems to have quite a massive lower plate. Overall, you know, this tank is not going to bounce too many shots. 390 meter view range as well, and 3 crew members: commander, driver, and gunner. This is LTS-85, ladies and gentlemen. Upcoming tier 8, most likely a premium light tank, Soviet light tank. Do you have any thoughts on that as well? Let me know. Next up, let's talk about how you can get yourself a free premium tank, either D14 or Panzerkampfwagen 3K. Yes, those are this times Twitch drops free tanks, what you're able to pick up if you collect 85 tokens, because new set of weekly and weekend Twitch drops went live this Monday on 10th of July, and they run until September 4th. So you have quite some time to gather 85 tokens in total, and this is how the store looks like after that shot you just witnessed over here. Nice game by Type 5, by the way. Absolutely amazing Type 5 battle. But you're able to pick up 2 premium tanks, so D14 or Panzer 3K. Then styles, couple 3D styles. We have the X5 over here. Then premium days, up to 2 premium days you're able to pick up as well. So free stuff is free. This is how I look at things. I'm always farming them myself as well. And you are also able to get those from my channel on Twitch, twitch.tv/DezGames. You can join the Twitch gang as well. I will leave the link to the article, and the guide is at the very bottom. It says Twitch Drops Guide. If you don't know how to link up your accounts, you basically need to link up your World of Tanks account to your Twitch account, and you are good to go. Those tokens will come automatically to your account, and you are able to spend them in the in-game store. It is that simple, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as I said, free stuff is free stuff. I might as well take it. Now, next up, let's take a look at the full list of British wheeled medium tanks. Starting from tier 5, we have AEC Armored Car, then we have Staghound Mark III in tier 6, which looks like that, then FSV Scheme A, then Saladin, then Gsor 1006/7, and finally Concept 5. And after seeing details about all of them, Concept 5, we received first details about this tank at first, and it looks, you know, like pretty decent, you know. Of course, we need to play with it, we need to see how it handles all the things. Like, we cannot come up with our ideas simply by looking at the stats, but what I can do with other vehicles is not too many tanks over here besides this tier 10 are pretty impressive, honestly speaking. Like, we have the 90mm gun, 90 alpha damage gun, sorry, on the AEC Armored Car, but with a 2.8 second reload time, so that could be kinda memey, right? 60 top speed, 20 power to weight ratio over here, minus 10 degrees of compression as well. Could be quite a meme start for this Staghound Mark III, 125 alpha damage gun with 3.8 second reload time, 2.2 second aim time, 0.38 accuracy, minus 7 degrees of compression over here. Also 60 kilometers per hour top speed, 24 power to weight ratio, so pretty nimble vehicle. In tier 7 we have the FSV Scheme A with 150 alpha, so only 25 more than the previous one, and you have 4.7 second reload time instead of 3.8 second for 125 alpha, 4.7 second for 150 alpha. So pretty interesting, right? 185 penetration in tier 7, so that's like okay penetration for a wheeled tank, right? But minus 5 degrees of compression on the top of that. Massive wheels, by the way. Look at that, look at those wheels compared to the tank, like half the tank, I would say. 60 top speed, 370 view range as well, 360 and 350, so extra 10 meters per tier. 400 meter view range on this tier 8 Saladin, which was showcased on Tankfest as well this year, if I'm not mistaken. And finally we have some alpha damage over here, 250 alpha damage, 215 pen, 255 with premium APCR, 9.5 second reload time though, so not the highest TPM, right? 1.9 second aim time, 0.36 accuracy, and minus 8 degrees of gun depression. Like this minus 5 degrees of gun depression, this can be quite awkward to play in some positions, in some situations, I would say. 60 top speed also, but power to weight ratio 15. Not the best power to weight ratio for that 60 kilometers per hour top speed. Really need to test it out to see how it feels, right? No armor whatsoever, 18, 16, 16 all around the tank. Next up we have the G-Sword tier 9, which I covered as well in one of my other videos. 390 alpha, 248 penetration, so finally we have the big alpha coming in as well. 11.7 second reload time though, 1.9 aiming time. Accuracy is quite nice, 0.32 as you can see, and minus 8 degrees of gun depression, and 65 top speed at least right now. You know, of course they can always change those vehicles later. And another thing which I like is that you can see the crew layout, right? The crew setup is same across the bloody deck tree. We have so many deck trees, like let's say E5 deck tree. Tier 8 D32 has 6 crew members, Tier 9 loses the radio operator, so M103 has 5 crew members, and now we have D110 E5 with 4 crew members, right? You leave one guy behind all the time you move up, basically. But over here, all around 3 crew members, which I like to see. 430 alpha, so this has a pretty nice, unique alpha damage as well. You do not see 430 alpha, I think, anywhere else, if I'm not mistaken. 260 pen, 318. So this is definitely going to be the most interesting tank for me personally to play with. 11.7 second reload time, 1.8 second aiming time, so gun handling seems to be good. Minus 8 degrees of gun depression as well. Good top speed, decent power to weight ratio. Armor, well, you know, in a nutshell, this is a tier 10 tank, I would say. Whatever is going to see this tank is able to penetrate it if you are going to hit it and hit its hull and whatnot. We'll see how troll the wheels are on the medium tanks. As troll as on EBRs, well, only time will tell, but this is the full list of upcoming British wheeled medium tanks. Any thoughts on that? Hit me up. And finally, the reason you saw that amazing Type 5 battle on the background is because Type 5 is actually part of the Top of the Tree event this month together with Leopard 1. Now, Leopard 1 is simple, right? This thing is absolutely amazing. In my opinion, one of the better tech tree tanks overall in this game. It is amazing sniper, good mobility. Of course, it doesn't forgive you mistakes because it doesn't have too much armor, but Leopard is just all around such a beautiful tank. Like, it is one of the tanks which shots land where you actually aim it. Most of the times. Of course, you know, Turpy German accuracy can happen, but most of the times this is the case. So absolutely love Leopard. If you do not have it, the entire line, like not the entire line, but let's say Leopard PTA tier 9 and Leopard 1 both are amazing, juicy, moosey bigs. Now, the second one, Type 5, oh man, like, yeah, Type 5 can be good, you know, it can be good, but in some matchmakings. Like the battle you saw, for example, this is where this tank is excellent, because there are many tanks which struggle penetrating Type 5, but Type 5 in full tier 10 battles is a completely different story, because premium rounds are going through it very easily because of its flat shape. It doesn't have too many angles which bounce premium rounds, either APCR or heat. Well, APCR maybe, you know, sometimes struggles, but heat usually having 320, 30, 40 penetration goes through this tank quite easily under every single angle, and this is, you know, quite frustrating tank to play over there because you are slow, you can't react to too many things too fast, you can't angle too fast. It is like over there, sometimes it is more of a meme tank, but you know, it is It is a fun meme tank, at least for me. You know, the mobility is slow, but sometimes I like to take it out, you know, to slap some enemies. It has the big guns as well, like the high explosive gun you saw with the AP penetration as well. So using intuition skill is very nice on that, because you have over 190 pen with the high explosive gun that can slap quite hard. But the overall line, if you are very calm player, you like to take it slow, maybe, you know, not rushing towards the enemy base right away, well, Type 5 could be yours. But there is a nickname for that for many players, Tier 10 Dog 2. Keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for tuning in today. We covered quite a few topics, so if you have any takes on those, all of those topics we covered in today's video, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like my stuff over here, leave a like, subscribe. Much love, guys. See you next time. Stay beautiful, stay sexy, take care, and bye.